Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is, of course, your favorite program on TV of all the channels, and it is Education Exchange, and I'm your host, sometimes producer. And it's my pleasure tonight. It's a very exciting night because last year we failed to get Hills here, and we have the leader of Hills Elementary with us tonight, LisAnn, TeBrockhorst, right?
Yes.
And LisAnn has been the leader of Hills Elementary for about 1 year or so.
Right, this is my first year.
And I am so interested at Hills because of two reasons. The first reason is, for me, it's the school that represents the real diversity and the challenges that come with the diversity issues and how successful we can be in achieving our goals in education, considering the fact that you're about 60-some%, right?
Yes, 63%.
Yeah, according to the new definition of, low income or minority.
Yes.
A very supportive community.
Yes, very much
And the
so.
second thing is that I have a friend, her name is Julie Van Dyke.
Yes.
And her heart, her passion is overwhelming about Hills and the Hills community.
Yes.
And she, before you reigned, she stood like a lion, trying to hold on to this place. This is a treasure. And she was, anybody can attack Hills in her presence, he's a dead meat. So that's why I'm excited to have you tonight, and I think I want you to say something because we won you from Cedar Rapids.
Yes.
So what's the story here?
Well, first, thanks for having me tonight.
Thank you.
And I came from Cedar Rapids. I was a principal for 4 years in Cedar Rapids prior to this year. And I love being a principal. It's a gift to be in that position and have the opportunity to work with families and staff and students. And Iowa City is a growing district, and there are lots of positive things happening in Iowa City, and it was exciting to have the opportunity to become a part of it. And what is really special about Hills is it's a small school, but part of a big district. The community is so dedicated and very caring and very passionate about their school and what goes on in the school, and supports the school in so many ways. And it's when lots of times in education we talk about how we can make the greatest impact, and a lot of that impact comes from the teamwork and the collaboration that can happen. And when you have a community that's so supportive and such dedicated staff and families that feel welcomed and comfortable in school and participate, it really creates a great dynamic and a good situation to see lots of success.
Well, it's really, I'm so proud that you have accepted our invitation. So on behalf of John Karoff, Mike Peterson, and our new cameraman, Mr. Kenneth Moore, is here with us tonight, so welcome him too. On behalf of all this family, I thank you very much. And we air this program always on public access TV on Saturday at 2:30.
Okay.
Which because of the weekend, and people can see it during this time, and Monday at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And we are always on channel 21. You received channel. I think that people in the population at Hills can receive the cable channel 18 there, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So we and channel 21, that's education channel. We follow the board meeting most of the time, and we are always on YouTube.
Okay.
So our godfather here, Mr. John Karoff, and Emily Ashenfelter, they send this to YouTube. So tomorrow your audience in Hills, if they miss it on the broadcast, they can see it on TV.
Great.
I mean on the computer. So I welcome you, and I know that you have prepared a lot of material.
Sure.
So I will not interrupt you and let you give you the microphone. You are the master of the show now.
Okay.
And on behalf of everyone, I thank you very, very much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Wishing
Thank you
you
for having me.
all the best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So tell our audience what you have.
Well, we just had a great meeting at our school with the Coalition for the Greater Hills Community, and we wanted to share our celebrations and our successes so far this year. And also, as a part of any growing school, it's really important to identify areas that you can grow in, and we've done that as a team. And so we put together what our vision is for our school, what we hope to accomplish, and what we have accomplished into a PowerPoint to share with our community. And so that's what I would like to share this evening. Okay, keep going. Okay. Our vision at Hills Elementary is we talk a lot about high expectations with students, and we want to inspire them for that lifelong learning so that they are successful. And when we talk about high expectations, we're talking about not just those academic gains that we want to see, but we also have high expectations for how they interact and what they contribute as a community. Just a little bit about our school. We are preschool through 6th grade, and because our population is rather small, we have 121 students, we have some combination classrooms. So our 1st and 2nd grade grades are combined together into one classroom, 3rd and 4th, and 5th and 6th. And we do have a modified special education program as well as a kindergarten and preschool classroom. And we have 37 staff, all of which are very dedicated. Some of our staff is part-time because of our small school population. Our guidance counselor is part-time, and so is our instructional coach, as well as our math support people. And we are located in Hills, Iowa, so we're about 7 miles south of Iowa City. We entitled this How Lightning Strikes because we feel that our students are really struck with pride in lots of ways. And one of the ways that we encourage them to feel success and be struck with their pride is we focus on student learning through teacher collaboration. Teachers meet weekly and talk about student success, what the students are working on, how their progress is, and what they need to do differently. We have very specific targeted reading instruction, and that means we're looking at how students, what they're successful in reading and what their challenges are, and then we group them and work with them. So not only are they getting whole group reading time, but they get a chance to work in a small group. And we do the same thing for math instruction. Their math instruction is differentiated based on, they get the core curriculum, but then they also get a chance to practice specific skills that they need to fine-tune. Our science and social studies curriculum is very hands-on. We are also a PBIS school, which means positive behavior interventions and supports. And this means that we really focus on engaging students with positive reinforcement for the choices that they make that are on track. We also work on that social emotional development through guidance lessons, and then we also have lots of after-school opportunities that are supported through different grants as well as the City of Hills itself. We had the students, they often write to us, and it's neat to hear their perspective on things, what they like about Hills School. This is just from one of our students saying that he has lots of fun with his friends at recess, and he loves his free time after he does lots of hard work. We also have lots of opportunities, whether it's fine arts or field experience type of things that go on in our school. This one photo is of the Farmer Fair, and that was a great partnership. Midwest One Bank brought that into us, and it was a great opportunity for students to understand things about farming, and since our community is rather rural, it was very neat to have that connection for them. Things like, of course, all the Iowa City schools participated in voting during Election Day, and so we have a snapshot of that as well. Our professional learning community meetings are something that happen weekly. Teachers get together in teams and they plan for a small group of reading instruction or math instruction, and they look at really working on targeted skills and looking at student data, making decisions on how to best meet all the students' needs at Hills Elementary. Another thing that is great, and as you know, district-wide we're working on every classroom having accessible technology such as the smart boards and the cameras and so forth. We have been really fortunate. Our PTO as well as the district initiative have put together the opportunity for every classroom to have a smart board, and those classrooms are up and running and the teachers are using that technology daily with every subject area. And so students get a chance to do hands-on learning. They're up at the board, engaged with whatever curricular materials that they are using at that time. Another thing that's really neat about the smart board is it can help students see the I can statement, and what that means is students know exactly what they are working on each day. For example, in third grade, it might be adding multi-digit numbers with decimals, and so that's the statement that they work on, and then they have opportunity to track that data not only in their own data binder but up on the smart board. Our kindergarten students participate in aerobics, and that's where they go into the computer lab and they're working on some fundamental reading skills, and that's an opportunity that happens frequently throughout the week, and according to Riker, it's a lot of fun, but it's a great way to keep them engaged with technology and in their learning. One of the things we did as a school is we really took a long, hard look at our data, which tells us what our students are really strong in and what our students need to work on. And so in looking at our reading data for 2011 to 2012, our Iowa assessment data came back, and it showed some interesting information about that our students had an increase of integrating thoughts and ideas. They increased their proficiency on the Iowa assessment by 11%. And it also showed that three-fifths of our students demonstrated proficiency on key ideas and details. Those are more of straightforward, being able to find the main idea of a story and those kinds of things, which are really important to develop reading comprehension. And then our DIBELS data also showed us that there was a decrease in our correct words per minute. And so when we looked at that, and also our DIBELS data showed us that we were increasing in being able to retell a story. So we know that our students are really good comprehenders of the information they read, but we also know that their rate and the amount of material and their stamina for reading for a long period of time and getting far in the reading material is more of a struggle. So that helped us make a plan for our building. And Haley says she loves Hills because you learn. We also looked at our math data, and that showed us that our strongest area of proficiency was in geometry and measurement. And it also showed that our math computation increased by 5% from last year's Iowa assessments to this year. Our math computation is not where we'd like to see it, and so it continues to be an area that we need to grow in. It's neat to read these quotes. This one says, "I love Hills because it has my favorite teachers and my favorite math." So for our school improvement plan, we know that our students need to work on being more fluent readers and also having better computation skills. And so we came up with a plan that everyone would work on explicit direct instruction, that they would have some strategies that they would explicitly teach students to build reading fluency, as well as strategies to address math computation. And we're looking at also the Iowa core curriculum and how that aligns and how we can get students to be engaged with that to meet the proficiencies they need for success. This one says, "This school is the best, the teachers are nice, I have a lot of good friends, and I wouldn't want to go anywhere else." And this photo, the one on the right where the teacher's pointing, this is actually a literature engagement activity where they were trying to find the gingerbread man that escaped. And they connected that to literature and did some great writing with that. Students at Hills, they know the student learning standards, which are those I can statements that I mentioned earlier. So they know what they're expected to learn, and they actually track their own progress. They, for example, if we're working on a certain group of math facts, they'll take a pre-test, a formative assessment, and we'll see how they're doing. And then they take that same test after a couple weeks of practicing and teachers doing some explicit instruction with computation. And then we look at that growth, and the students set goals, and they're very involved in that learning process, and they know what they need to do in order to reach their goal. And every morning we say our Pride Promise, and this really talks about what we expect of each other as a community, what we can count on every day, what we hold each other to, that we're going to show respect in everything that we say and do, and not only for ourselves but others and the school that we belong to. One of the things we do, the picture on the left shows our Pride Board, and we recognize student achievement. So when they set those academic learning goals and they reach those goals, they have a certificate that goes on the board. We read their name on the intercom. Exemplary work that is a model for other students, we post on that board. And then the picture on the right shows our school thermometer. And one of the things we do with PBIS, our positive behavior interventions and supports, is we're always acknowledging what students do well. And if we see them walking in the hall, sometimes we have little tickets, and those tickets we give to them and we'll say, great job walking in the hall. You're following our Pride expectation of doing that. And that just reinforces that behavior. It's random. They don't get it every time they walk in the hall, but that just keeps everyone in line with this is what we expect. And it also teaches us as adults to really recognize what's going well and to reinforce that. So there are these tickets, and so far this year we have given out 29,000 tickets to students for making positive choices. And this thermometer on the right shows that. So we're actually averaging over roughly 10,000 per quarter of the school year. So it's pretty awesome to realize that we are taking the time, and the students are also making all those choices in a positive direction. This student says, Hills is like my home away from home, and it really does have a feel of being at home. It is a small community, and we work really closely together. And the other thing that is pretty unique about Hills is we offer lots of opportunities to our students. We work closely with City High School. The drum line came down, and that was one of our PBIS celebrations where the whole school celebrated together our accomplishment of earning so many Pride tickets and doing so well on our academic goals. So the City High drum line came down for an assembly, and the students got to participate with them. We also had the City High dance team come. They taught the students a dance, which later we had a dance marathon to raise money for the Iowa Children's Hospital at the University of Iowa. So it all interconnected together, but lots of exposure to the fine arts and lots of opportunities to get out into the community, learn about the community, and experience what's going on. So part of our school improvement plan was that recognition of student learning, which we do in lots of different ways, whether it's the brag board or certificates or setting goals and celebrating their accomplishments. Lots of exposure to cultural experiences. For example, our younger students were able to go to the Nutcracker at the Englert Theater. Our older students are participating with some of the plays that are put on at West High School. So there's just lots of different exposures to the arts through theater, music, visual arts. Our Ginsberg artist has been in, and he's done a great job of exposing them to music and and connecting it to their curriculum with science and sound. So lots of great opportunities for them to expand and tap into different interests that they may have. We also have spent quite a bit of time talking about community service. For example, tomorrow we're doing Jump Rope for Heart at our school. We did hold a mini dance marathon for the University of Iowa Children's Hospital. We are also doing fundraising for a well in Sudan, and we're also working with the Johnson County Animal Shelter. So there are lots of special projects that our students are involved in just to teach them that community awareness, how important it is to be empathetic and a contributor to our community. This one says, what I like about Hills Elementary is that everyone gets along and it is a caring community. One of the picture on the right was a really special night at our school. That was one of our holiday feasts. We had that between during the holiday season, right after Thanksgiving, before our winter break, and every family could come to Hills, and through community support and donations, we were able to provide families with a turkey, ham, dressing, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, green beans, the whole works of a meal. So every family could come in and eat for free and celebrate the season together. We did a bingo night. As families won bingo, there were different prizes that they could go and pick out, again, donated by our community partners. So lots of great support for our families and our community at Hills. These two are photos of the dance marathon, which was great. The kids had so much fun, and it was a great opportunity for them to, again, give back. A couple other things that we have going on at Hills. We have Hills Cares for Kids, and this is our before and after school care program, and it provides some stability for our students, especially families that have those work schedules. We accommodate them so they can come in to school, be at school before school and after school, and receive that continuous care. We also have Hills Learning Center, and this is great. It's after school programming, it's enrichment programming, as well as academic targeted instruction. So students that stay for that program, it's a free program for our families. They can go get extra help on math and reading, and then we also do some great enrichment experiences. Our coordinator, Chris Mount, works really hard on hooking them up with great experiences for them out in the community, whether it's going to Dubuque to the Riverboat Museum or so forth. And then there's a lot of networking that goes on to make sure all those needs are met for the kids that participate in those programs. I love Hills because I learn a lot, and we have fun field trips, and we get Pick a Better Snack, which is the program that was brought in, PE, music, checkout, recess. I really love Hills. And these are just photos of different field trips that students were able to participate in. This is one that HLC in particular did. They went to the Westdale Bowling Center as well as the Science Station. And so our mission is really to help students grow academically, emotionally, socially, behaviorally, and to achieve the greatest success they can in working together as a community to accomplish that. And I think, a lot of things that we have going on at Hills are things that go on at all of our Iowa City schools. I think what's special about it is it's a small community that really networks well together with the city itself, who supports us in many ways, and other people in the community, as well as our families and students. So that is what I have for you about Hills this evening. So I thank you for taking the time out to learn about our school and community.